The topic of my annotated bibliography is code switching and translanguaging. The purpose of my annotated bibliography is to explore and present how these instructional strategies can support students' second language acquisition and the development of their literacy skills in both their home language and the target language. It is also to promote the celebration of students' linguistic and cultural identities in school. What are code switching and translanguaging? Code switching and translanguaging are communication strategies that involve the use of two languages. In a learning environment, these two languages include the student's home language and target language. The home language may also be referred to as the student's first language, or the L1, and the target language is the language that the student is learning. Code switching is defined as the ability of bilinguals to alternate between the languages in their linguistic repertoires. Translanguaging advocates for the simultaneous use of the learner's languages to acquire, construct, and communicate knowledge. Although similar, these processes are different. Researchers have identified both benefits and drawbacks to using these two communication strategies for learning purposes. Advocates for these strategies believe they can support language teachers in clarifying difficult concepts and help learners connect to their cultural identities. Also, code switching and translanguaging are important components to a child's cognitive development and social communication skills. Furthermore, they help facilitate a natural, creative, and safe learning environment for second language learners. Critics of code switching and translanguaging believe that the use of students' home language distracts them from learning the target language. They also claim that monolingual teaching with authentic communication is the best way to learn a second language. And finally, critics of code switching and translanguaging believe that they are the result of a learner not knowing one of the languages very well. The results from these studies indicate that code switching and translanguaging have a positive effect on a learner's second language acquisition. It was concluded that they not only facilitate student learning, but help create a comfortable learning environment for students and build strong student-to-teacher relationships. The results also show that teachers perceived code switching to be a means of strengthening students' comprehension in English. Furthermore, it was reported that students had positive opinions towards their teachers' use of code switching and translanguaging as pedagogical approaches. This research has helped me grow as a member of the E&L field in a number of ways. I learned about the benefits and challenges to using code switching and translanguaging as instructional approaches, and how we can best support our ELLs in developing their literacy skills in both their home language and English. I also became more familiar with implications for how E&L and general education teachers can support and facilitate the use of code switching and translanguaging among ELLs. Throughout my research, I discovered some gaps that I think future research should aim to fill. First, I noticed the lack of information regarding how to implement code switching and translanguaging practices when school administration enforces an English-only policy. Especially in public schools in the U.S., if you do not have the support from your administration, it can be quite difficult to initiate a change in practice or instruction. Second, I noticed that the majority of the research comes from students learning another language outside of the U.S. There is very limited research on ELLs and their use of code switching and translanguaging in the United States. This is problematic because without research to support the implementation of these strategies in the U.S., it will be difficult to convince administrators that a change needs to happen. I have included my citations if you wish to find out more about this topic. Thank you.